So today we want to discuss a lesson titled, Who is in Control? We live in a fast-paced world, and it can often feel like every other thing apart from you dictates our experiences. Every other thing external feels like control our lives. But what if the real power lies not in the world around us, but within us? Are we able to quiet ourselves as truth students that we are, as practitioners, and go within? To go to that place. I call that place the place of all is well, because everything that emanates from that place is well. Irrespective of the circumstances outside, going within, all is well within there. And knowing that in quietness and in confidence is your strength. Dr. Greg often talks about that journey without a distance. How often do we go within? We are here to remind you that the true strength often comes from within, from that place of calm, assurance, and inner peace. When you go within, you experience that peace that surpasses all understanding. It's that peace that when you go within and you pull, irrespective of the chaos around, you are peaceful. Because there's a flow that comes, a divine flow that comes, that calms you down, that assures you that all is well, that assures you that despite this situation, the eventual end is peace, it's abundance, it's a greater level. So we don't need to rely on outward force or an aggression to overcome challenges. No, we are coming to an understanding that every challenge, every situation, every circumstance is an orchestration by the divine to bring something good to us. Because we believe there's a pony in it. Instead, when we trust in ourselves and remain grounded, we find the quiet strength to navigate life's difficulties. It's just like when there is a fire somewhere, it's all happening, and they would always tell us that if there is fire or fumes all over the place, that the best thing to do is to just lower yourself, go down. So when it's happening above, you are at that realm where there is peace. I have a quote here from Lao Tzu, said, "Silence is a source of great strength. In moments of stillness and reflection, we often gain clarity and perspective." I mean, we can categorically say that the person that always goes within would always have direction for all his or her journeys or challenges. Because for every time, as true students, we always want to come from that place of connection. That place of connection is a place of alignment. Is a place where there are no blocks on the channel. The flow is free. So through this teaching, we discover that our power isn't trying to control everything around us, but our power is in remaining centered and composed, knowing that we have this inner strength to handle whatever comes our way. That strength is not just about your strength alone. It's about a strength that is connected to the power that created the universe. The power that moves the ocean. The power that brings the rain. We're connected to that power. Also, deep at the center of our being, like Louise would always say, is an infinite well of love, is boundless potential and divine essence. We're talking about who is in control. So in this within is the inner light, the power that shapes our lives, waiting to be awakened and expressed. It's interesting to know that each time we talk about coming to this, awakening to this power, it's something that is already there. And this power is infinite. The more you align to it, the more you get to know about its manifestations. Everything about it is infinite. Infinite power, infinite possibilities, infinite everything that is good and great. It's abundant. So at the center of our being is a source of strength, wisdom, and creativity that can lead us to realizing our highest potential. When we're in this teaching, we don't live mediocre lives. We're always about the good and greater good. We always know we are connected to the source of power where we can do exceedingly abundantly and above. That's where we belong. It's vast, it's profound, and capable of transforming our lives when we embrace it fully. And the question again tonight is, who, and what is truly at the helm of our lives? Do we look to external things when we are in a turbulent situation? Where do we go to? As we open our minds and hearts today, let's remember that within each of us, again, is the profound ability to shape our life. That power is there, but when we use it, we can use it, and when we use it, we'll find ourselves achieving more than we ever think we can. So imagine, I'll give an example. Imagine you're on a road trip with a group of friends. Everyone is excited, the music is playing, and the open road stretches ahead. But as the journey progresses, it becomes clear that there's a problem. No one knows where we all are going. Some suggest taking a scenic route. Others want to get to the destination as quickly as possible. And a few want to stop at every roadside attraction. The GPS keeps rerouting, people are shouting directions, and soon enough, the car is full of confusion and frustration. As a driver, you wonder, who is in control of this trip? The car might be moving forward, but without a clear decision on who is leading. You are all just going in circles, wasting time and getting nowhere. This scenario can feel a lot like life. There are times when the direction seems unclear and it feels like external factors or other people are steering our course. Do we sometimes feel that way? That you've lost control? And at such time, you listen to everything and all things. But just like on that road trip, everything begins to change when you take a deep breath, calibrate, and decide to take the wheel with confidence. When Kat was doing the treatment, I was imagining breathing, and as I was breathing, I was thinking about wholeness, completeness, whichever area of my life, my body that needs strengthening, and I was mentioning it. I'm breathing life to that area. I'm breathing wholeness. I'm breathing everything good, because the totality of that breath is life. It's the life of spirit. It's potent. And as I'm taking it in, I'm taking out everything that does not bring good to me. I'm taking it all out. I'm taking it energy, power. So when this happened, you realize that the power to guide the journey was within you all along. When we can quiet down, go within, everything we need for life and godliness, we already have been given. We have this power and we can use it. We always talk about being still and know. And what does this mean? It's an invitation to pause amid the confusion, amidst the turbulence, and quiet the external noise, and tap into that deeper sense of inner clarity and wisdom. So whatever it is that you're going through, if it's health, if it's direction, whatever you need, the answer is within you. Quiet yourself. We always talk about this pause that refreshes. Go within. Go within. It's an infinite well of wisdom. Infinite well of wisdom. When life feels chaotic, too many noises and distractions pull us in different directions. Remember to tell yourself, quiet down, be still. In such moments, it's easy to lose sight of our path and feel overwhelmed by external circumstances. When those things are ringing, you don't know what to do, you're running helter-skelter, remember, quiet down, be still. You can only be in control when you are still, when you are calm. When you're still, you come from that place of connection. So we want to always remember to take that pause, take deep breath, full of life, letting go of the frantic attempts to control every aspect of the journey, and trusting that in stillness, clarity and direction will emerge. Again, I ask the question, does this feel familiar to you? When things are happening all over the place and you're also running all over the place, not remembering that we often say that we have everything we need for life and godliness within us. And we begin to attribute it to every other thing. We begin to go to every other thing outside of us. We knock on every other door except that one within. We seek for answers outside except that one within. Even if it's something that would come from someone, the direction to go there would come within. We might say it's the bad weather or the fact that I'm not feeling well, or begin to blame every other thing outside of us, or maybe the challenge of losing a job. Those things must be in control of our lives. But what if they are not? What if those things are orchestrations by the divine to bring it to an enlarged place? What if circumstances, as overwhelming as they can be, aren't in control? They can't even be in control. I have a quote here by Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to that matters. So when the things are happening, how do you react? We are talking about quieting ourselves down. We are here to remind you that our response to life's challenges, not the challenges themselves, determines the direction of our lives. The challenges will never determine your next level. No, because if we know who we are and are standing in alignment with this truth, we know that those challenges are way beneath us. On other angle, we also know there is something good about them. I keep talking about the eagle, how the eagle will always look forward to the storm. It doesn't run away from the storm, because when he hits the storm with his chest, it takes it higher. Another thing we can do to determine our control, apart from quieting down, is the way we respond. We can always shift our consciousness, the perspective from which we see the challenge. If we shift our perspective, we might discover that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. And in that response lies our true power. We can control that. There's a dart thrown at you to upset you, and you just dodge. This one won't faze me. I choose not to react to this. We can always choose. You have the power to do that. In the words of Viktor Frankl, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. We are challenged to change the perspective. There's always something we can do. So this journey is about discovering who or what is truly in control of our lives. It's about moving from a place of reacting to circumstances to a place of intentional action, responding with understanding. Responding from that place that you know that is working out for your good. That can change your mindset. So we all also always want to see the good in any challenge. We talked about it earlier in our lessons. It's only when you look for something that you'll find. If you're not looking, you probably will not find. If in turbulence, it's difficult to quiet ourselves and look for the good. But that's what we do as students, as practitioners, to always look out for the good. We've talked about positive expectancy. Expect the good all around. It's the practice of positively seeking out the good in all situations, not some situations, all situations. And when we do that, we'll find. Imagine you are at the helm of a sailboat out on the open sea. Another scenario, the weather is perfect, clear skies, and a gentle breeze. You set your course and begin to enjoy the stillness of the ocean. But suddenly, the wind picks up, and before you know it, a storm is upon you. The waves grow larger, the wind howls, and the boat begins to rock violently. In the chaos, the sails are flapping wildly, and the boat seems to be at the mercy of the storm. As the captain, you grip the wheel tightly, trying to steer, but it feels like the storm is in control, not you. The situation seems overwhelming, and for a moment, you wonder if you have any power to overcome what's happening. But then, you remember the teaching, you adjust the sails, change your course, and start to use the wind and the waves to your advantage. Just like the eagle again. You begin to see the good in this situation. You take advantage of the challenge and change your perspective. You're not walking against the wind. You begin to walk in line, flow in the direction of this wind. And when this happens, slowly the boat steadies, and you realize that while you can't control the storm, you can control how you respond to it. There's so many things in life we can't control, but we can always control our responses. We can always guard the extent of the effects. We can guard our hearts with all diligence. So when you take command, The storm no longer feels like it's in charge. You are. Because you're aligning with the flow, the direction of the wind, and it's pushing you. Begin to think about so many situations that may have come your way. You are trying to just fight it. Probably you just needed to be quiet, or not react, or respond. There's always something we can do. There is always something we can do. In life, storms will come, and it's easy to feel like forces beyond our control are tossing us around. But like this scenario, the true power lies in how we navigate through it. There's no yes or no answer, but that wisdom is within. The question isn't whether the storms will arise, it will definitely. It's about who is in control when they do. And all these things we discuss, there are truths, the wisdom that we can always use to navigate life. So we're always talking about aligning to the flow of life is what we do. We can always align. We can always seek the higher, the good in every situation. Again, we want to talk about circumstances and effect. The circumstances that happen are effects. And everything we see around us is an effect of something. But an effect always follows a cause. Everything we see showing on the outside has a cause. A cause. Effects don't just happen on their own. Events like losing a job or other challenges in life don't suddenly appear out of nowhere. They are a result of causes or conditions that led to them. They are created. The things we see in our world, in our life, and in ourselves are a result of something, a condition. There is an origin. We're talking about being in control. There is a relationship between actions and results, a relationship between cause and effect. So let me invite you to this thought that you are the cause. It's cause and effect. Whatever we are seeing on the outside, we have done something somewhere to create that. Remember, we are creators, co-creators. So we are the cause, and nothing moves except our mind moves it. Our thoughts move it. Our thoughts are so creative. So if we want to control things in our life, we have to go in and check what we are creating. It's an action and reaction, cause and effect. For example, your hand moves because your mind moves it. And your feet move because your mind moves it. You moved, acted, spoke, touched, loved, and did everything because your mind did it. It starts somewhere. There's an origin. So we are the cause, and nothing moves except our mind moves it. And where does our mind work from? From the totality of our thoughts. So we realize that what we think and how we respond to life scenarios and circumstances creates the effect. So we then become the cause that brings about the effect. Again, that brings it to our control. What are you filling your thoughts with? Because it will become the cause that will create the effect. What about some changes in your life that you may have experienced? Did you look back and say, is there some cause that brought about a different effect? I have another story. I remember hearing a story about a man named Edmonds. For many years, Edmonds lived with a strong sense of victimhood. He felt like life was constantly working against him through challenges at work, struggles in his personal life, relationships, and even everyday inconveniences. Whenever something didn't go his way, he would sink deeper into feelings of self-pity, convinced that the universe was unfair and that he had no control over his situation. He had grown so used to seeing himself as powerless that he often found comfort in that mindset. Self-pity. Oh, pity me, victimhood. Some people just derive joy with that attention. He would replay his frustrations in his head. That's self-fulfilling prophecies. Believing that life was happening to him rather than recognizing any ability to change his path. But one day, as he sat reflecting on his life, a new question came to him. Am I really a victim, or could I be a victor? That simple question marked a turning point for Edmonds. It caused him to reconsider everything. Could he have more control over his circumstances than he realized? There was a shift in his thinking, and something remarkable began to happen. Edmonds stopped seeing his life's challenges as insurmountable obstacles and started viewing them as opportunities to grow. Slowly but surely, the new mindset started to transform his reality. Each time Edmonds chose to think like a victor instead of a victim, he saw a different outcome. It's always a cause and an effect. He realized that by changing his thoughts, he could change his experience. The things that once held him back no longer felt as powerful, because his newfound perspective started creating a different effect. Because he chose something else, because he began to control his life. Edmund no longer saw himself as a victim of his circumstances. Instead, he began celebrating his victories, no matter how small, recognizing that his power came from within. So, who was really in control of Edmund's life? It wasn't the circumstances or setbacks. It was his own mind. How are we taking charge of our mind? He understood that the key to his transformation was not changing the world around him, but changing how he thought about the world, what he thought about the world, about it. It's not the world that shapes your thoughts. It's your thoughts that shape your world. What is your predominant thought? You can actually control what you think. We often say it's a thought, and a thought can be changed. Because the thought will be the cause and will see the effect. So you want to change what we think. So in conclusion, let the consciousness, the divine awareness be fully alive within you. Let that higher way of thinking, which sees only possibilities, let that higher way of thinking, which sees only possibilities, we can choose to see only possibilities, trusts in the abundance of life's blessings and believes in the miraculous that is within us, be our guiding force right here, right now. We want to embrace this expanded mindset. And what is that mindset? That we can control our life through the things we let in. And anything that is within us that it's not bringing good to us of our higher good, we know how to change that thought. And we know that the infinite potential flows through us, through you. You are aligned with the powerful, positive energy that allows you to see opportunities, that allows you to attract blessings and create demonstrations in your everyday life. We can actually experience demonstrations in our everyday life. This consciousness of limitless possibility is always available to you, 24/7. You are one with it. We want to learn, we are learning how to go to use that power. It's a power for good, and we can use it. It guides your thoughts and actions, bringing out the best in every situation. We want to feel the power of this awareness radiating from within, and we want to allow it to shape our reality today. That very same power exists within you, the power that affirms all things are possible. All things are possible. Maybe we need to speak that thing to ourselves as many times as possible. All things are possible. All things are possible. And why is everything possible? Why are all things possible? Because we are connected to infinite possibilities. In that power, you step into your true nature, becoming the expression of the divine that you are called to be. Anything contrary to that manifesting is not who you have been created to be. So as we reflect on today's question, who is in control here? The answer is clear: you are. You are in control. And if you are not in control, you know what to do to get in control of every circumstance. You are in control as you align your mind with the universe's wisdom, allowing it to shape your thoughts, your actions, and your reality. Today is your day of infinite blessing. Now is your day of infinite blessings. We will experience the fullness of life. It's all yours as you take control of your thoughts. We want to welcome each hour, each day, and awaken with gratitude, saying, thank you for the power and the presence within me. Thank you for the opportunity to live my highest and best. I am living my highest and best life because that's exactly what you are here to do, to live your highest and best life and be in control of your life. And so it is.